Hello guys, it's definitely been a while, and today I have a more interesting video. It's like a time capsule. I'm gonna watch this later on in the future and see how the characters were rated at this point of time. Okay, so let's get started. Right away we have a few of the tanks, all of the tanks actually. I'm gonna start with Diva. Now the problem with Diva which I have is actually that I haven't actually seen a really good Diva player play in Overwatch 2 at least. Like, she was a really good tank back in Overwatch 1 when you could actually have more than one tank. And the problem with Diva is that she's fine, but like, she doesn't do that much for damage. And like, I would say in lower tiers, like up until Platinum or Diamond, she's pretty good, right? She's pretty decent. And you might actually see the baby Diva survive for a long time and actually come back, and that extra 150 HP is actually useful because you get to survive and you get to come back faster than any other tank. And the problem is in real life games, like in higher end games, you will see Baby Diva instantly get wiped. She's not really good against dive enemies. I don't think so. And she's not that powerful. Now, she does have a really good defense mechanism, which is actually really good for enemies in DPS, and like against Moira and all, who has like projectiles which are launched and she can eat them all. Hanzo ultimate, against Junkrat, Bastion, everybody. She's pretty good. She's pretty good individually, right? But I don't think higher up in the list, higher up in the game tier, she's not that good. So I'm gonna put her in like a high C tier. Doomfist. So it's one of the highest rated characters in Season 9. I believe it is recognized as the best tank, and I've seen insane Doomfist players. I feel like the skill cap in Doomfist is way higher compared to Diva, and people can go crazy with Doomfist's combinations, this, that, and it's amazing for dive right now. And it's also a fun character to heal and keep alive, actually, because people do say that Doom players like throw all that stuff, but I would say that he's pretty good. Right, he's pretty good, and if you have a proper healer, like usually I play Lucio and all that stuff, and I'm able to keep up with most Doom players, and it's rare to kind of see them underperform. The problem is that the DPS is not divey, or like it's not the same playstyle, right? So like, in more cases, what I see is that you should, of course, choose DPS according to what your tank is, or a tank should choose what tank they play according to what their DPS is, because otherwise it's not fair, you know? Like, I can't really play Mercy with Doomfist, it won't work. Mercy cannot really keep up with the Doomfist. Lucio's fine, Anna's fine, but Moira should also be fine, but still, like I'm saying, like I wouldn't really play Kiriko with Doomfist, so I'm gonna put him like a solid S tier, because I'll be killed if I don't. It's Season 9, it's a place where he's insane. Now about Jungle Queen. Honestly, she's a pretty good tank. As a DPS, right? When I used to main DPS back in the days, and when she came out, not back in the days, like a few seasons back, I could never really find a DPS which actually countered her all that much. Like, she's pretty good, and her shotgun is not that bad even in range. Like, even if you play Pharah, she can really do a massive amount of damage to you. And like, Pharah could work, or like close range tanky DPS could also work, but then coming from like a Reaper main, right, who can counter almost every tank in the list, even Doomfist, all that stuff, I think Hanzo or something is better against Doomfist. Like, snipers are better against Doomfist, but all the other tanks can easily be countered by Reaper. Reaper is just known as the tank counter, right? I'm not sure how to really counter Junker Cream. She is definitely the tank with the smallest hitbox, and a lot of DPS, a lot of momentum as well. Like, her abilities are really good and team based, and her ultimate is also just fucking annoying. Like, it's like a confirmed nano bomb. So, Anna bomb, sorry. So I think she's pretty good. I haven't really seen that many bad plays with Jungle Queen. She's good against sudden tanks. It's not an all-rounder, but it's definitely really good if you're going for a team that is not so shield dependent, but a damage dependent from tank side. So I'm gonna put her in a solid A tier. Oh, Moga. Moga. Second of the most interesting characters they have made recently, I feel like. Okay. I feel like it has one of the biggest hitboxes, actually. It is one of the easiest targets to hit. But still, like, I don't know why, but he's just so unkillable. He's just like Bull, but he's not moving. He's just standing still, and it's still so hard to kill. I like his ultimate. I like everything about his kit. It's amazing. His charge is very annoying and very scary to face as a DPS or a healer or anything, because if your tank isn't paying attention, your people are dead, right? And it's also very nice to heal Mogas. They don't run off really quickly, and they're really stable, and they don't need to hide behind a fucking shield every single time. So Mogas are really good in terms of healing, in terms of attacking, in terms of working together as a DPS. Moga is amazing. I feel like one of the best tanks. I personally like. Okay, I'm not a big fan of like Sigma and like other characters. I'll talk about it later, but as of now, from what I've played, I started playing against in Season 9, and he's very good. I'm gonna give him like a S tier as well. Pretty good tank. Orisa. So if you guys know, Orisa is one of the tanks I main. If you put me in the tank spot, I'm either playing Orisa, Zarya, or such. You know, maybe Roadhog. I'm not sure. I'm not really a Winston. I'll talk about it later as well. But Orisa is pretty good. Orisa is overall pretty good, but it is so dependent on your DPS, because most case scenarios, I don't know if matches I've played, I will always almost out DPS any DPS in my team, and it's kind of sad because you put so much effort in as an Orisa, because it's not an easy character to play. I feel like it requires so much attention compared to other tanks. Like, you have to continuously keep on shooting. It's like playing a fucking Bastion at 500% no CD. You know, you have to really go crazy with the reset to keep up with the damage and everything. She's really fun. She's insane in damage. She's one of the most dominant tanks. You know, she can definitely kill and 1v1 any other player and can still win. Like, I would say Orisa versus any other tank or any other DPS is still like a very high possibility win. Right? She's very good on her own. But it is dependent on how your team plays. Because if you don't get the right type of healing, you know, you can't be getting Lucio healing for Orisa. You have to get like Ana or Zenyatta kind of healing for this to work. And, you know, there is it's very dependent on how like your DPS plays. They have to be annoying. They can't really stick behind your back because, you know, it's I feel like it's a time which is dependent on how your team plays. And not just you. But you can definitely make a great impact. I want to give her like a high A tier. I'll adjust the A tiers and S tiers after the end of the video. Reinhardt. I'm not sure, okay, but I feel like Reinhardt was one of the best tanks in actually Overwatch 1. I love Reinhardt. He was amazing. He was just impeccable because, like, I feel like you know how like they buffed all the tanks for Overwatch 2, but I feel like Reinhardt was the only one kind of nerfed, right? And then he's pretty good as a solo tank, but I've never so far seen such a dominant tank that he carries a game. I've never seen a carrying Rein. He plays good, he does good, he's a bit of an unkillable tank. If he's playing with the team, it's a close tank, he has shield. He has everything. It's good with TPS, which has, you know, projectile shooting, Soldier 76. Even a Pharah Mercy on top is amazing with Reinhardt. If you take attention away from him, he's gonna smash you. So, yeah, Reinhardt is pretty good. But I'm just saying, compared to all the other tanks, I don't know. I'm sorry, but in Overwatch 2, I feel bad for him. And you don't really see that many people play Reinhardt anymore. Let's be honest, it's very map dependent. You know, it's not an overall map thing. You know how like other tanks are not just depend on the map, they depend on like what your DPS play and stuff. Here in this case, It's really map dependent, and he's pretty good. Okay, he's one of the easiest tanks to heal and keep alive. Okay, for the healer, Reinhardt is a blessing because you can just, like if I'm playing Moira and if I have a Reinhardt on my team who's really good, like I'm having a great time, as compared to, Diva or Sigma or something. I'm having a great time healing Reinhardts. But as an individual tank, I'm not talking about how others feel about you and your team, but being a Reinhardt in your team. I'm talking about playing Reinhardt myself. I feel like you get analed in Overwatch 2, so I'm gonna give him like a low B tier. Or like, I'm actually gonna put him with Diva. I'm really sorry, guys, but I have to put him with Diva. Okay, now going on to Ramatra. Ramatra was really good when he came out. I feel like, he was actually almost impossible to counter. He was actually really powerful. But now I feel like his ultimate is a little bit nerfed as well, because people actually found ways to get away from it. Actually kill him while his ultimate is going on. And nano boosted ult is really powerful as well. But then, in his normal form, he kind of struggles now because people just learned to adapt to smaller hitboxes. I think it was one of the first tanks to have a smaller hitbox in Overwatch 2. No, wait, Jungler came first. What the fuck am I saying? Yeah, but I'm just saying is that he's pretty good. He works. I do not mind Ramatra in my team. Right, it's a high skill tank. People can play it in higher games. Can combine with many heroes, and he'll still show up. He's not the most loveliest character to heal as a healer, but he's pretty good. He does the job. I'm gonna give him a high B tier. Nothing special, nothing less. He does the job. Roadhogs. I think Roadhogs are pretty good. They got a update. I think it's season 9. They got more abilities. Their right click is gone, but it wasn't that good either in Overwatch 2. You can't really one shot. Look, this is one of the few things I'm telling you. In Overwatch 1, even though there are 2 tanks, you were able to pull someone and one shot them. Like, there's been so many instances where Roadhogs pulls me as a Lucio or something because I want him to kind of pull me. I do jump, dodge, but if he does pull me, he can't do shit to me. Like, he does, like, tops 120 something damage. I can just boop him back, hit the wall, and go away. I'm fine. This is what I say. I feel like some tanks are nerfed when it became only one tank. So, one of those tanks are Roadhogs, but he does pretty good. Okay, I think he does good with like DPS, which does high damage in small amounts of time, which is like McCree or Genji. Torber's pretty fine. Like, I wouldn't really recommend things like Ashe. I don't know. I'm not really sure. But Tracer, I wouldn't recommend Tracer. I wouldn't recommend Sombra to play with the Roadhog. But it's pretty good. Okay, he does the job. I like him. He's also not that. He like, I feel like as a DPS, it's kind of. He's the least annoying tank to play against. His kit is so simple. He pulls you, he shoots, he heals himself. When he heals, don't attack. It's a waste of attack because he reduces damage taken. And that's it. Simple stuff. Most simple tank I've ever seen. Does the job. He's good on both ends to fight against and, to play. So I'm going to give him like a low A tier. Now, Sigma is an exceptionally good tank. He's so good. He's amazing. He's been consistent from the time he came out. One of the better tanks, one of the tanks who can do massive amounts of damage. Okay? And he's not solely dependent on his shield. His shield is just an option. Okay, he can put it down. That's how tanks should be. Instead of Reinhardt will just fucking die if his shield is not up. He doesn't really depend on the shield. Not so much. Like, if there's an annoying Macri on the fucking side of your field, the view, just put a shield on him. And that's it. You don't really depend on the shield all that much. It helps you, he'll help make the game easier. Now, Sigma, he's pretty good. He's very good at going in, right? Going in and doing that massive amount of damage. If you can hit your big rock collision stone thing, you can do very good. His ultimate is also very powerful, very controlling, high CC characters. His absorb is also pretty good. Overall, a wonderful tank. I want to actually master him. I actually haven't mastered him all that much, but I would give him like an S tier as well. Honestly, S tier as well. Very good tank. I like him a lot. A good Sigma can carry the entire game, 100%, and it's not so dependent on your teammates as well. Like, he's capable of having any DPS by his side, and he'll still do good. Monkey. Now, Monkey is one of those characters I feel like he looks like it's a pseudo, right? He looks like he got nerfed in Overwatch 2, but he's really not. He's got a ton of HP. His ultimate recharges really quickly. I've seen like Winston ult like 3 times before they fucking captured the point. His ult is really good. You know, it's very annoying, and it does so much more damage now. I remember in Overwatch 1 when his ultimate was a fucking joke because he was a side tank, and he did almost 0 damage, and he just fucking died, and people just ignored him because, like, he did like 30 damage per hit in Overwatch 1. It was so stupid. A nano boosted Monkey was a fucking waste. I would have nano boosted a fucking Mercy back then. So yeah. What I'm gonna say is that Overwatch 2 is pretty good. I would say even as a Reaper, even as a DPS, is kind of really good. Like, I've seen really good monkeys. And there's also a like a higher grade, a character that you know is pretty good in higher tiers, like Diamond, all that stuff, and higher is pretty good. Next you have Hamster. Why do we still fucking have Hamster? Okay, Hamster is fine, but why isn't he changed? Brigitte got better after the RAM and all that stuff, right? But Wrecking Ball never got fucking better. He's still the most fucking annoying tank I've ever seen. I don't get why the fuck he's a tank. He just goes around in the circles. Like, I shouldn't be complaining. It's a tank. It's a way of playing, right? But he goes around, takes all the health backs. It's stupid. Now, he is an easy tank to counter if you have a fucking proper team with CC and like who can actually strafe a fucking moving ball. But chances are, you know, you don't really have a good team. So he is annoying, but I would definitely say as the what? As the tiers go higher, he becomes less and less good. Like, if you are a professional player, you can play a Hamster in like a solo lobby and carry the entire game. The enemies cannot do shit to you. But, you know, as you go to like a master game, you meet your match. And Anas and all these CC the game has. So I would still give him a solid B tier. He's pretty good. I would put him above Reinhardt and Diva. But, you know, problem is you'll need more tanky DPSs. Like, you can't really have... Because if your ball is going all in, you also need your backline to be strong, right? And very mobile. So you can't really have Widowmaker and such. I don't know. It's a very confusing game. You're not sure if you're playing dive. You're not sure what the Hamster is like. Because there's so many playstyle for the Hamster. So, you know, like, if you have a Doom in your team, you know he's going for a dive. If you have a Winston, you know exactly what he does. He dives in, puts the shield. When the shield is down and he's dying, he comes back. That's how you play Winston. For Hamster, so many different ways to play. I don't know what he's going to do, if he's going to keep going in circles around the payload, or go to the back lines, drop down, all that stuff. Anyways, now it's time for Zarya after a quick water break. Okay, I'm back. Zarya. I feel like I'm gonna just skip Zarya for now. As in, I'm just gonna put her the same way as Diva. Insane, at lower tiers, but kinds of meet her match at higher tiers. And, you know, like, I remember how her ultimate is actually the best ultimate in the game. But now there are many similar ultimates, you know, it's not the end of the world. She is fine. She is definitely fine. I wouldn't mind a Zarya being in as my tank. Easy to heal as well, but definitely meets her match the once her shield is down. Like, she's like a tank which goes friend, goes friend, comes back. It's like healing a demon hunter tank in World of Warcraft. Like, you can see his HP like fluctuating like hell. He's alive, but he's only alive by a single Hanzo arrow to his fucking head. And then he's done. You know? Like, once her shield is down, she's just like, she goes down. But she is very powerful if her shield is fully charged. And a good Zarya can definitely make great plays. So I'm gonna give her like an A tier. Slightly above Diva and Reinhardt. Or a, super high C tier. It's also good. C doesn't really particularly mean that bad. I'm just saying. Okay? Time for DPS. There's the longest list. And we have healers coming up, so I'll try to be fast. I won't waste your time all that much. Tank was the most important role. I'll just go DPS really quickly. Ashe, doing pretty good now, better than Overwatch 1. She got some better mechanics, and Bob is still valid. She does really good damage, and she's one of the characters which have a really high skill cap and can do insane amount of damage. It's very hard to keep up. Like, you know how most DPSs can really out damage tanks? She's one of the DPS which can actually out damage tanks. I'm gonna give her a solid S tier actually. She's pretty good. Bastion, not so good. Only works on lower tiers. I'm sorry. Ultimate is Garbanzo. I've never died to it, so I'm sorry. That's like a D tier for me. McCree again, high skill cap, but he was nerfed, and but still good. Like if you can hit your shots, pretty good. Ultimate is decent. Haven't changed since the beginning of time. But current season 9, I would just put him in B tier, like a high B tier, I would say. Okay, I'll adjust this again, but yeah. Echo. I feel like Echo was really good at the start of Overwatch 2, but then now it's kind of lame a little bit. I'm not really sure what happened to it, but then, Echo just kind of fell off. Like, Pharah is the superior option to play. Echo is fine. She does the job. She's an alright character. Just put her in C tier. Genji. Genji was... Genji has been one of the best heroes since Overwatch 1. In Overwatch 1, he still had a high role as well. In Overwatch 2, still has a really high role. And is an amazing character to play. Good Genji can always carry the game. But that's the problem. A good Genji. That word good Genji doesn't exist. Okay? Genji players who are good are pretty good. Pretty rare. They're so hard to master. And the skill cap is pretty high. You can go insane with Genji. But problem is once you go that high, you will meet your counterpart soon enough. And you might fall off. So I'm going to put in like a A tier. Pretty good. But it doesn't go as high up as an Ashe. Hanzo. Hanzo is actually really amazing. I've actually seen so many good Hanzo players. Hanzo players are all round amazing. They go insane up until Grandmaster levels. They're just amazing. Their kit hasn't really changed all that much since the dawn of time. Just their ability. With this one ability, two abilities, right? Nothing much, but it's a character which has been perfected from the time it came. It's a very common character in every game, a guy with the bow and arrow. You got the aim, you got the power. That's all. He got more mobility recently in Overwatch 2, but other than that, it's just amazing. I'm gonna put him like an A tier. I'm gonna put DPS which can definitely out DPS tanks in the S tier, like significant. Like if a tank is at 9k, they can do 15, 16k. They're insanely powerful. They can. Just skill cap. Junkrat fell off by a lot. Fell off by insane. Okay. I remember when Junkrat was the most fucking annoying character. He was as annoying as an eco or a tracer, and he was still doing the insane damage outputs and such. Junkrat is one of the easiest characters to counter recently, and he just dies very quickly, and I don't know. Okay, nobody dies to his ultimate anymore, really. He used to be so insane. I remember in Overwatch 1 that when you hear fire in the hole, you panic, you fucking die. You're like, where is it? Where is it? Nobody really cares now. People don't really play it anymore. It's not really viable in higher tiers. And I'm sorry, it just fell off by a lot recently. I'm really sorry, Junkrat players. But the first character, for your credits, the first character I ever mained was a Junkrat. So, yeah, it is sad to see him go to D tier. Mei. May is confusing. She can be played in attack, she can be played in defense. She's overall decent. Her ultimate is still viable. Her abilities haven't changed one bit. But she's not boring. Definitely not boring. She just can't freeze people anymore, so less CC to the tank. I mean, it'll be very annoying if a tank gets frozen every time, so she's pretty good. Um, and she got really annoying abilities to stay alive. She's very tanky. She got good CC, good abilities. So I'm just gonna just these. If you can play her, you play her. Just beat her. She's pretty fine. She does what she does. Oh, Farah, 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 Farah. I've seen insane Farah players, guys. This is what I'm telling you, right? The problem is like, you will see insane Farah players, but when they meet their match, they're kind of done. But they're still good. Okay, even if a Farah dies very often, even if she doesn't carry the game all the time, playing a Farah Mercy is pretty good and annoying enough for every other characters to increase her significance and all this stuff. So if you have a good team, a Farah Mercy just has to be annoying enough and just has to hit their shots, even if she dies often. Okay, even if the opposing Soldier 76 has insane edges and hits the Farah, it's not that bad. I'm gonna put her in the gate here. She's pretty good. Season 9 and still kicking. She got a new ability as well to be more mobile. Very nice. Reaper. Reaper is a solid S tier. Definitely. Okay. Hasn't changed much, but it's pretty good. He has 300 HP, I believe, now. He does the job. He can counter tanks. One of the best, best characters. He's very annoying to defeat. And you have a good Reaper, and you can win the game very easily. He's good. She's very good. Not the best of everyone, but very decent character. Definitely something to master early on in Overwatch. Sojourn, another one of those characters which is significantly better than other DPS. This is a huge controversial topic. Sojourn or Soldier 76. And I'm going to give it to Sojourn. I'm sorry. Even though actually I don't support Sojourn, but I have to in this case because she is simply superior. In terms of damage, everything she does, and has a much higher skill cap. No matter how much Soldier 76 you play, no matter how much you get pocket, a good Sojourn is always better than a good Soldier 76. Like, it's a fair battle, but still, she's just too good. Like, high-end DPS, good abilities, a good ultimate, like imagine you are a Soldier 76, you start ulting, and she start ulting as well. She can kill you in one shot. She can shut you down in one go, which is good enough. But you can't. Like, that's a big difference. She's like an improved version of Soldier 76. But I'm not saying he's any bad. Okay, 76 is a pretty good character. I love him. I main him as well. Is amazing and all the things. He's almost necessary for any etches or for any like against Jungle Queen. Almost any tank is pretty good. The Soldier 76 and the Reaper is amazing. It's an amazing tool. Sombra has improved a lot in Overwatch 2. I don't really have to say. New kits, new stuff, amazing. She was ass in Overwatch 1. Fucking ass in Overwatch 1, but not pretty good. A lot of new kit. Her ultimate is also very viable now with the dive. She's amazing with dive, like a Sombra and a Tracer, or a Genji is amazing. Directly A tier. Symmetra, I would say, falls off really quickly as you go up the tiers. She's pretty good with her right-click ability, but not so much. I'll put her in like a C tier. She's actually in a D tier. She's not that good anymore. Tourbillon is pretty okay-ish, but I would just say it is only really a difficulty in the lower tiers. In the higher tiers, she's not all that good. Very tanky like May, right? Next to May. Actually, I would put him next to May, actually, yeah. He's similar to May, right? High DPS output, pretty tanky. Not much CC, but he can be annoying enough. And is also very good in overtimes. He can buy you that time. Sorry, had a phone call. Right, that's all I have to say. He's pretty good, does the job. He's actually pretty good. The reason why I put him up to B tier is that he's good in overtimes. Like, no matter the tier, He is annoying, tanky, and powerful enough to be a time seeker. Okay, he'll take your time. He'll take his time to die. And Tracer again is Sombra level. Okay, diving is getting more popular than ever. Tracer can do his job, but it's only a low A tier. Because if you can aim, she's done. Okay, lowest HP character, but pretty good. That's the job. It's pretty good. It's very fun to play. I don't like it. It gives me fucking headache. But people who can play it well done. Amazing. Ultimate is still shit. Has been shit. Overwatch 1 was kind of nice. But Overwatch 2 this is okay. It's just annoying ultimate. It just kills one person at a time. It's rare to see a multi-kill from the time pulse. You know what? It just does the job. It's fine. Widowmaker is still dominant. She's one of those characters which can actually do more damage than a tank. A good Widowmaker is amazing. And, you know, she can also be hard to counter, because what can you counter against her? You can't really Pharah, and only way to counter Widowmaker would be like a Sombra or a Tracer. But then if you have a good backline, that's also not possible. And if you want to really counter Widowmaker, you have to go Widowmaker yourself, and that's when it becomes a 1v1, and therefore the better Widowmaker always wins. That's what's in solid S tier. Wonderful, wonderful character. Now time for the healers. I'm gonna be fast. I'm gonna say all the reasons and why. Ana, solid tier, solid S tier. Always has been an S tier. Skill cap is insane. Grandmasters, Ana, I love you. I've never mastered Ana, but I want to one day. But she's amazing. I just wish I can be a good Ana, but considering country. Baptist, good at lower tiers, decent at higher tiers as well. Nice utility, decent ultimate. Kind of fell off in Overwatch 2. But it's okay. It's fine. It's a B tier healer. It's pretty good. I would if I'm playing healer, I would definitely want my other healer to be like Baptist or something. Like, they can really heal, keep team alive, and just do decent damage to enemies as well. His gun is pretty good against Pharah. Like a Baptist is a good aim with is pretty good. Brigetti, absolute shit dog garbage. I haven't seen a good Brigetti since Overwatch 1. Easy to counter, like asked to play, doesn't really do that much of healing, has no healing through vaults and shit. She's fucking stupid. I don't get why any healer should be melee kind of range, except the map is like a fucking 500% arcade game mode. But she's okay. Like if you like, she's not okay. She's not okay. She's tanky, but everyone is going to kill your teammates and go. I don't know if you can 1v5 as a Brigade, but yeah, her ultimate is also kind of stupid, but it's okay. Now, Elinari. Thing with this girl is that I haven't really seen her healing do all that much. I mean, she got a healing power and all that stuff. I had this character ready for this one, but I was really confused because I've never seen her like out heal any other healer. Like I would be playing Lucio, which is like a low heal character, and more of like a overall stay alive kind of character, and more based on damage dealing. She's okay. Her ultimate is really good. Like a good Elinari can do insane damage. Just like goddamn, she can wipe a whole team. She like the backline and stuff. I'm gonna give her just a B tier. Okay, it was supposed to be like an S tier, A tier, it's B tier. Okay, it has the potential, but it doesn't really go all that far. Like, it shoots up 90 degrees into the sky with all its glory, but it doesn't really go that high. Kiriko is also a character with high skill cap, very good ultimate, does the job up there with Ana. Amazing characters if you can master her, insane. I can't really master her all that much. Life Reaver. I actually like Life Reaver a lot as my teammate. Like, I would love to have one. He's amazing. He can do damage. He can do his ultimate, one of my favorite support ultimate. It helps everyone so much in my team. Like, it's like a Brigade ultimate, except it doesn't fucking force everyone to attack the Brigade itself, or like run away from you. You know, like it's a much bigger field, and it's a very good in utility because you can actually use it as a cover and such. It changes the map overall. It almost makes the point or the payload or something you want to capture yours. Like it makes it's like them fighting you at your spawn. You have continuous healing on you, and it's a zone favored for you in all ways, right? So ultimate pretty good, ability pretty good, solid A tier. Not S tier, right? Not all that much, not that crazy. You know, he can only do so much. Lucio, I play Lucio a lot. These are the 4 healers I actually play. Wow, okay. Lucio, he's good. His damage is insane. Good for typing, solid A tier. But I wouldn't say his healing is all that good. You could be healing an entire match and like you'll be beaten by all the other healers almost. Okay, maybe Lenardi might fall off, but and Mercy might fall off. But you know, it's not as good as it used to be, I would say, but it's pretty good. Okay, like skill cap very high, really good. You have to dominate. You can go in, really fun to play. Most fun to play, 100%. Moira is also really fun. But you know, doesn't go all the way up to A tier. Mercy is okay. It's like Lenari does a job. It's okay. I don't have much to say. She hasn't changed much. Healing, damage boost, revive, go here and there. Good with Thara, good with flying enemies. I mean allies. Good for pocketing. Everything good. Moira, solid S tier. If you can play Moira like me, you gotta, you know, it's my main. Okay, you should know this. Moira is my main. I'm gonna put her in S tier because she's just fucking amazing. Whoever made Moira, I love you so much because it's amazing. Zenyatta, I would just put it in a B tier. He's okay. His healing is not that great either. If you do the damage, if you can hit your shots, you can do great. It's like a McCree, you know. It's like not that crazy, but if you can hit your shots, you're amazing. You can do damage output, but your healing output will not that be significant. You see, all of these 3 healers doesn't have that much healing. Baptist is really good healing. I might put Baptist up here. But other than that, yeah. I'm gonna go across and rate each tier. For the D tier, worst. Put Junkrat up top. Symmetra as well up top. This is fine. Brigade is the worst tier though. For C tier, definitely putting Eco first. This is fine. For B tier, McCree can go there actually. Elena Torben can bring her up. Hamster can come. Yeah. This is fine. Now for A tier, Lucio, come up here. Arisa, come up there. Kenji, up there as well. Soldier, up there as well. Sombra, Tracer, Fawn, go back. Dragon Queen is better. Winston, Monkey, a little bit down. But it's the A tier, guys, don't worry. Who's better? I feel like Maps is slightly better, I'm sorry. But it's pretty good. Over here, Hanzo. Ash is still there. If I can go back a little bit. Anna. Sojourn. No, Moga can go back a little bit as well. Moga's like lost. Moga definitely lost. No, Curry could come first. Okay. Maker can go there, so. Yeah, I'm happy with this. Alright, guys. Thank you for watching. Have a good day. Ramadan Kareem.